Signature. So today I'll be making this beautiful shirt gown. So this is a beginner friendly tutorial. So if you're a beginner, you're just learning how to sew, this is the video for you. So if you're interested, please kind of watch till the end and don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like and don't forget to share. So I made use of a chiffon fabric and I made use of I think about 2.5 yards of fabric. Yeah, because this is a material that is this length is by 60, so it came out well, and this video is really not doing justice to it anyways. So yes, I already have my fabric folded on the table, as you can see. So for this type of shirt, you divide your hip measurement divided by 4 if that is your biggest body part, and then you add your sewing allowances. So I'll be cutting the back first, and then I'll use this to cut out the front. So I've gotten the length as well. The length of the gown is going to be 41 inches. And so the first thing I'll be doing now is to get my shoulder measurement. The shoulder measurement is 16 inches divided into 2. That will give me 8. And then I'll add half an inch for my joining of the sleeves. That will give me 8.5 inches. And then for the armhole, I will come in down by 8 inches. And then I'll indicate that, as you can see me doing. So I'm going to be measuring the chest line here as well, so that I'll have a straight line. That is the 8.5 inches. And then I'll be connecting that. So this material is a soft shaky material, so subsequently in this video I might not be using my pattern master. I'll be making use of my freehand so that it will not scatter the whole thing. As you can see, the chalk is not even that obvious very well, so I had to use my hand to rule it out so that it will be quite obvious. And so I'll be coming down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. And remember, this is a shirt gown, so for the neck width I'll be making use of 2.25. You can make use of 2 inches, you can make use of 1.5 inches. Yeah, so and then for the back depth I'll be making use of 1 inch, and of course that will be a round neckline, and that is what I'm trying to do, like so. And then I'll slant the shoulder. So if you follow this process step by step, you're going to be getting exactly what I have. So now I'll be measuring my bust measurement divided by 4. The bust measurement is 40 divided by 4, that should give us 10. And then I'll be adding 1 inch for ease allowance and then 1 inch for sewing allowance. And so the next thing I'll be doing now is to just carve out my armhole. And so now I'll be getting my half length to get my waist measurement. So for my waist measurement, the half length is 17.5 inches, which I just like indicated like so. And then for the shoulder to the hip, or your waist to your hip, I'm going to be marking 10 inches. So those are the lines I just indicated. Sorry, it's not that obvious, but please kindly manage. If I'd known, I would have made use of a colored chalk. So now my waist measurement, the waist measurement is 34 inches divided into 4. That will give us 7.5 inches. No, 8.5 inches, I beg your pardon. So that will be 8.5, and then I'll be adding 1 inch for ease and then 1 inch for sewing allowance, just like I did on the bust line. And then I'll be going over to the hip line. The hip is 41 divided by 4. You mark whatever that is. That should give us 10.25. And then I added 1 inch for ease and then 1 inch for sewing allowance as well. And so whatever I have on my hip line, I'll be taking it to the length of the gown, and that is what I'll be connecting. So I'm going to be connecting all that from my bust to my waist, from the waist to the hip, and then from the hip to the full length of the gown. So you can see I'm making use of my free hand because I just cannot fathom using the pattern master because it's not going to work. So that's why I'm just using my hand to roll that out. So if you follow exactly what I did, you're just going to be getting exactly what I have right there. So this tutorial is essentially for our beginners, those that are just learning how to make clothes. So this is just a perfect example for you. So then I'll be cutting out the neckline first. Then I'll cut out the shoulder slopes. Remember to add half an inch for your shoulder slope for joining. And then I'll come to the sides and then I'll be cutting that out as well. Then I'll cut out the armhole. So remember, this is the back piece and we'll be getting over to cutting out the front piece. So this is what we have. So you can see how it came out. So this is what we have. So let me quickly fold my fabric and then cut out the front piece. So I already have my fabric folded as well, as you can see. And for this front piece that we are going to be cutting, I placed my back piece on it like so. So for the front piece, you know, we're going to be having a button placket. And for the button placket, I made use of 2.5 inches. But you can make use of 2 inches, you can make it of 3 inches, depending on what how you would want your placket to be. So that is the distance that you have there, so you can see it. So that's what I have there. I made use of 2.5 inches and then I folded it. And then I'll be making use of pins. I want to use pins to hold this down so that when I'm taking my measurements, I won't run into problems. So now for the neck width, I'll be taking my neck width after that line. Now for some people, they take their measurement right from that line, but I would advise you take after that line so that later when you have joined your clothes, you can cut it out and reduce it. It's always better to be safe than sorry. And then I got my shoulder measurement. I'll be coming down for my armhole, just like the way we did for the back. That is what I'm doing right there. I didn't even place the back on it. I'm just going to be cutting this one separately. I didn't place the back on it at all. So that is my armhole. I came down by 8 inches. And then I'll be slanting the shoulder as well. And then remember that I made use of 2.5 to a quarter, I think, yeah, for my neck width. And then for the front neck depth, I'll be making use of 3 inches. And so I'm connecting that like so. And then I'll be getting my half length, which was 17 inches. Then my shoulder to my waist to my hip was 10 inches. So you can see, like I said, I'm just making use of my freehand because that's just the best bit for this kind of tutorial. So now I'll be taking my measurements, and please, when you're taking your measurements, please take it from that folded part, not from the beginning of the fabric. You know, that folded part is going to be your button overlap, so you don't need to take measurements from there. So I'm taking my bust measurement now. Whatever I did at the back is what I'm doing here. You get it divided by 4, you add 1 inch for ease, and then you add 1 inch sewing allowance. And you do the same thing for the hip line, and then you take whatever you have on the hip line with the sewing allowances down to the length of the gown. So I'll just shift this up a little bit so that And so I'll be connecting like so. And then I'll be carving out my armhole, but in order to achieve that, just like the normal way we do, get the midpoint, you come in by half an inch or 0.75 inches, and then you carve it out to meet your bust line, or your bust measurement, I beg your pardon. And that is what we have. So just go ahead and cut this out. And then I'll cut out the neckline like so. Then I'll slant the shoulder. Remember to add your half an inch for the shoulder allowance. And so just go ahead and notch that place so that I will know where I'm supposed to fold my button overlaps. So I'll be slitting this into two because it's supposed to be two. So I'm going to be slitting the middle part. Let me just quickly remove the pins that I used to hold it together. And I open it up, this is how it's going to be, and then I'll slit it open. So we'll have two pieces, as you can see. So I'm trying to indicate the back of this fabric because if you don't look at it very well, in fact, you'll be confused. You won't know the front and then you won't know the back. So that's why I'm indicating it with the chalk right there. So this is what we have for the front, as you can see. So we are through, or basically through with. So I'm going to take it to my sewing machine, and then if you wish, you can iron a gum stay or a hair stay to this part of where the button is going to be. And then you go ahead and fold it with your allowances on both sides. So that is what I will quickly go and do off camera. So I've gone ahead to do that. As you can see, I've gone ahead to sew it. You won't be able to see it because of the camera angle and all, but I've gone to do it on both sides, and then I've joined the shoulders. I've joined the shoulders as well, and I joined the sides because I made use of 1 inch, so I used that to join it at the sides respectively, as you can see. So our shirt is almost ready. So like for beginners, this is like the simplest way in which you can cut a shirt. You can make use of any fabric of your choice. And for this lower part, I didn't show this side, but I was able to slant it a little bit. It's quite easy. Just on your side, just go by 2 or 3 inches and then carve it out and give it that beautiful look. So now basically the next thing to do now is just to get our collar, and that is what I'll just be trying to show you right now. I already have several tutorials on how to cut a collar. So now just measuring what I have right there. So whatever I have, I can't really remember what I had there because I think I had about 18 inches or thereabout. So I decided you can either fold it into two and then measure, or you can open it up like so and then measure from one end to the other to get the actual length that you'll be needing for your collar stand, because we'll cut out the collar stand first before the collar. So that is what I was just trying to get right there. So I've gotten what I have there. I think it's about 18 inches or 19 inches or thereabout. And so the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to get my paper, and then my paper should be on fold, and then I got whatever I have, and then I'll slant it, went up by 1 inch from the length like so. And then for my collar stand, I want it to be 1 inch, and then I went up by 1 inch so that it will have that slanty look. So this is what I have. So now we're going ahead to cut out the collar itself. So this, I made it this in the fast forward mode because I didn't want the time to be too wasted. So as you can see, this is what I just did. If you really don't understand it, please kind of check out my other tutorials on how to cut shirts and all. I already have it. Or if you want me to make a tutorial on how I achieved this separately, I would gladly oblige. So I've gone ahead to do that. I cut it out on my fabric, and this is how it came out to be. So I'm going ahead to fix it on the shirt. So this is the fabric. So then basically the next thing left to do now is to just add our sleeves and then fold the lower part of the gown. So for the sleeves, I've gone ahead to cut out a basic sleeve, just like the normal sleeve. It's not going to be tight, it's going to be free because it's a shirt, as you can see on the thumbnail. So that is what I just cut out. So if you know how to do this, just go ahead and then fix it, and voila, you're good to go. So if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, kindly like, kindly share, and kindly give this a very big thumbs up. So kindly watch out for my next tutorial because it's going to be a banger. Bye.